Well, taking a look at the time lapse, you can see we started to get a little bit of more cloud cover in from the west going in through this afternoon, holding on to it going into this evening. A great sunset thanks to it as well. And with that sunset, temperature is going to start coming down pretty nicely as well. Already working their way through the 60s down to 63 degrees here in town. 64 a little bit off to the north for Robert Lee and Sterling City. The warm spot going to be Junction at 70 degrees right now in the I-10 corridor. Moving pretty quickly to 65 there in Sonora, and then 63 over in Ozona going from east to west. So about 7 or 8 degrees across the Concho Valley right now. Those dew points fairly uniform as well for the most part. About a 10-degree spread, 35 here in San Angelo versus that 45 in Junction, as we start to see more of these southerly winds try to bring in a little bit more moisture in anticipation of tomorrow's front that's going to be working in. Relative humidity indices on the rise a little bit into the 30s and 40s so far, but we're going to start to watch them go more going into these next couple of days. You can see these greens working more into the state of Texas. By tomorrow, we get that little bit of a system, but by Tuesday is the main system that pushes in some dry air in place. Also, that best chance for some rain and showers that's going to push into the Concho Valley. And behind that, when we dry out, very strong winds on Tuesday, and with that dry air as well, fire danger going to be on the rise as we go into Tuesday. That's what we're going to be looking at. First, let's take a look at the upper level pattern. Here's that trough that works through tomorrow. That first little bit of a shot of drier air, but it's only going to work in anticipation of this next upper level trough that's working in right behind it Monday into Tuesday. Going to be centered right over the state of Texas with all of this energy, quickly moving its way off towards the east. And like I said, after that rain moves out, things dry out and that fire danger on the rise. We get this upper level ridge in right behind it, going to keep things steady in the 70s for the most part before we work in that anticipation of that next cold front, because we're just going to hope for more rain because the drought monitor not looking too good throughout these past few weeks. For right now, as far as the national satellite, you can see the last major swirl off towards the east coast there, working into Missouri, down towards Texas, dealing with a good bit of the subtropical jet, working into some cloud cover over the mountains of Mexico and into the Concho Valley. That's where all our cloud cover is coming from right now. Unfortunately, not quite enough to get rain into the area until we start to go into tomorrow. Take a look at the futurecast here. We're going to hold on to some of this cloud cover going into the overnight hours, but then going into tomorrow, as we get zooming towards the Concho Valley, you can see start to get just a few of those isolated showers popping up maybe into the evening hours in some of our eastern viewing area. Definitely not a downpour, nothing to cancel plans over, I'd say. As we go into Monday, we get more of that moisture in place, and look at this by Monday night. That's where we start to see some more of these redges popping up. We are included in a little bit of potential for severe weather. We could be seeing some higher winds or maybe even some hail as this quickly passes through Monday night into Tuesday morning. But like I said, quickly going to move its way out. Tuesday looking like a sunny day in store, and those relative humidity indices going to be very dry going into Tuesday. And combined with that, we're going to see some strong winds going into Tuesday. First, tomorrow, going to be a pretty breezy day out of the south, 20 to 25 miles an hour potentially. Starts to calm down tomorrow night into Monday, but Monday night into Tuesday, watch how it ramps up once again. And then going into Tuesday morning, watch how these winds blast out of the west going into Tuesday, pushing up into that 30, 35 mile an hour range, potentially gusting upwards of 40 or even 50 miles an hour. So I definitely make sure to tie down any loose outdoor decorations going into the Tuesday timeframe, and try to be mindful of that burn ban as well, and just fire danger safety, of course. For tonight, staying pretty warm with this blanket of cloud cover, about 55 degrees tomorrow, warming up nicely for the second day of meteorological spring, 82 degrees, and like I said, pretty breezy, and can't rule out an isolated shower in some of our eastern viewing area. That rain ends by Monday. Tuesday, the fire danger on the rise. We want to be mindful. Those temperatures start to settle out in the 70s, overnight lows in the 40s and 50s before we start to warm up towards that second weekend of March. That's all for your 7-day forecast, but stick around.